Push it. Pull, push. Quick. Good. Good. Break. Good.
You keep your heart on the outside number. Base reaches outside number.
The sights and sounds of football fill the air at Nippert Stadium this month as the Bearcats take one more step toward beginning the 2008 season. After a winter in the weight room, it's time to get back to football. The players right now all fall into different categories. Some are trying to secure a starting spot from last year, while others are trying to catch the coach's eye and move up on the depth chart, with the seniors having moved on from last year's team. Then there's these two guys. Connor Barwin, senior tight end. Craig Carey, junior quarterback. What makes them different from the rest of the guys fighting for position? Well, it's not the fight, it's the position. This spring, both have made the move to defensive end.
You know, it's not too bad so far, but, you know, having to learn the defense, it's like being a freshman all over again. You know, you got to go in the meeting room, you got to study, you got to learn everything all over again.
It's not as difficult as a freshman coming out of high school because I understand, you know, what it takes to learn and how you learn now that I've had to do it offensively. But, you know, it's definitely a lot different going into this year, learning the defensive side of the ball than going in as an offensive player and really trying to critique the finer points. So it's a lot different where I'm at now.
You trying to stay over here, stay away from the top.
Stay outside the
Inside.
And where they're both at right now is much further along than most had anticipated they would be. Defensive line coach Keith Gilmore is pleasantly surprised with the progress of his two new pupils.
They're playing a lot better than I even anticipated. They come and they've got toughness to them that I didn't know that they really had because I didn't work with them on a daily basis. But the thing that they got is they got great conditioning. They run to the football. They play with enthusiasm, and they're nice, long-body guys. So, you know, they use their hands well and able to get separation, and that's the beginning of playing defensive line.
Mock now, looking right, left, over the middle. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That's why Ben Mock is playing so well in this offense. Connor Barwin, his second touchdown of the season.
With Brent Selleck off to the NFL, Barwin was ready to step up, and that's just what he did last year, becoming a big target for Ben Mock all season. So how difficult is it to leave 3 years of tight end behind to change positions for 1 year? Well, it's not the first time he's stepped up when duty's called.
I mean, any other person would have done it. The basketball thing was just a lucky situation. And, you know, if the coach tells you you can help the team out better on the other side of the ball, I mean, any player is going to say, you know, I'm going to give it a try.
After a winter of hard work in the weight room, Craig Carey's decision became a little bit easier, but it was still tough walking away from his dream position of quarterback.
You know, I played a little defense in high school, and they never really approached me to play defense until, you know, last season. I succeeded pretty good in special teams. And they asked me to move to linebacker early in the season. I didn't really want to because I wanted to play quarterback. That was where my heart was. But after the season, you know, Coach Longo approached me. You know, I think you'd be a great defensive player. And Coach Kelly just brought me into his office and asked me to play defensive end, and that's just pretty much how it happened.
When the receivers line up for their drills, there is a white jersey with 89. But as you can tell, this one is much smaller in stature than Connor Barwin. As for the collection of red shirts, the quarterbacks, there's one less there. But the question is, do these two guys find themselves looking back over their shoulder to see what their old buddies are doing in running offensive drills?
No, not yet. I think once I maybe get my defensive stuff down, I'll start peeking over there. But I'm so into trying to learn what I'm doing now that I don't even have time to look at, you know, what the offense is doing. I'm just trying to learn right now.
But, you know, I see them, and I see them making good plays. You know, I kind of yell over to them, you know, good pass routes or whatever, you know. I kind of keep my eye on them still a little bit.
Despite the occasional glance, these guys are 100% focused on learning the defense. So far, their new defensive brothers are very supportive of them, even if it means going back and learning the basics for the new kid in class.
Ironically, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's back to teaching the basics and fundamentals of football, and I'm enjoying it. These guys are, you know, they're very attentive and they're grasping what we're trying to do on a daily basis, so I'm really enjoying it, to be honest with you.
I mean, everybody's been cool about it, you know, trying to help me out in, you know, the smaller things that I don't understand, so everybody's been pretty nice about it.
Believe it or not, everybody's been a real warm and welcoming those guys into the group. They haven't had much, you know, much harassment at all. Everybody's happy that they're here because they know that they're going to help us win football games.
And if the first week of spring practice is any indication of things to come, that's exactly what these two guys are going to help this team do. For continued coverage of the spring practice all the way up to the Bearcat Bowl, keep it right here at GoBearcats.com.